You've probably heard this before. Smart people have it easier. They think faster. They understand more. They see things others miss. But there's a darker side to intelligence that almost no one talks about. Because some of the smartest minds in the world are also the most dangerous and the most misunderstood. Not because they are evil, but because they see the game behind the game. And if you're truly intelligent, you might recognize some of these traits in yourself. And that realization can be uncomfortable. Most people think intelligence automatically leads to success. But that's not how life works. In fact, intelligence can become a trap. You see possibilities everywhere. You analyze everything. You question every move. While others act, you think. While others jump, you calculate. And slowly, without realizing it, your mind becomes a battlefield. Ideas fighting ideas. Plans fighting plans. Doubts fighting action. You tell yourself you're being careful, but the truth is harder to accept. Sometimes intelligence becomes the perfect excuse to avoid action. And that is where the dark psychology of smart people begins. The first hidden trait is quiet observation. Highly intelligent people rarely reveal how much they notice. You watch people closely. Their words, their tone, their reactions. You see patterns in behavior. You can predict how someone will respond before they even speak. So instead of talking too much, you listen. Instead of reacting quickly, you observe. This gives you power, but it also creates distance. Because when you see too much, it becomes harder to fully trust anyone. The second hidden trait is emotional control. Smart people understand something most people don't. Emotions reveal information. If you show anger, people know where to push you. If you show fear, people know how to control you. So you learn to stay calm. Even when something bothers you. Even when someone tries to provoke you. You don't explode. You stay quiet. You analyze. And while others react emotionally, you stay in control of the room. The third trait is strategic silence. Most people talk too much. They reveal their plans, their fears, their weaknesses. But intelligent minds know that information is power. And the less you reveal, the more advantage you have. So you choose your words carefully. Sometimes you say nothing at all. You let others fill the silence. You let them reveal themselves. And by the time they realize what happened, you already understand them completely. The fourth trait is mental simulation. Your brain is always running scenarios. What if this happens? What if that fails? What if someone betrays you? Before taking action, you imagine 10 different outcomes. This makes you prepared, but it also creates hesitation. Because the more you analyze, the harder it becomes to move. You see risks others don't. You see failures before they happen. And sometimes that awareness becomes paralysis. The fifth trait is controlled attachment. Smart people understand that emotions can cloud judgment. So you learn to step back. You look at situations logically. Even when others are emotional. Even when chaos surrounds you. You remain detached. But here is the hidden cost. Detachment can slowly turn into isolation. You start feeling like you don't belong anywhere. Like you're watching life instead of living it. The sixth trait is selective trust. Highly intelligent people don't trust easily. Not because they hate people, but because they recognize patterns. They've seen manipulation. They've seen betrayal. They've seen people say one thing and do another. So you build walls. You test people without telling them. You watch how they behave when they think no one is paying attention. Only a few people ever make it past those walls. The seventh and most dangerous trait is self-awareness. This is the one trait that separates intelligent people from everyone else. You are painfully aware of your own potential. You know what you are capable of. You know the discipline you could have, the focus you could build, the impact you could make. And that awareness creates pressure because deep down, you know when you're wasting time. You know when you're choosing comfort over growth. You know when you're hiding behind excuses. And that truth becomes impossible to ignore. This is the moment where everything changes. Because intelligence alone means nothing. Thinking means nothing. Potential means nothing. If your actions stay the same. The world does not reward intelligence. It rewards execution. The person who moves. The person who builds. The person who keeps showing up when motivation disappears. Right now, there are people with half your intelligence, achieving twice your results. Not because they are smarter, but because they act. They take risks. They accept failure. They move forward even when things feel uncertain. And that is the real wake-up call. Your mind can be your greatest weapon or your greatest prison. Every day, you have two choices. You can keep analyzing life, or you can start living it. You can keep thinking about discipline, or you can practice it. You can keep imagining the person you could become, or you can build that person through action. Real transformation is not loud. It happens quietly, through habits, through repetition, through doing difficult things when no one is watching. Day after day, week after week, until something inside you changes. Until your old identity no longer fits. Until the version of you that once hesitated disappears. And one day people look at you and say something strange. You've changed. You don't explain it. You don't argue. Because they are right. You did change. Not because of motivation. Not because of talent. But because you stopped hiding behind your intelligence. And started using it to build a life most people only talk about. So the real question is simple. Will you stay trapped inside your mind? Or will you finally become the person your mind knows you can be? The choice starts now.